You jerk face.
Boom. Hey, George, I got to have that white jacket you're rocking. I mean, that is like right out of the Pitbull collection, baby. That thing is Mr. 305 worldwide.
You're such a...
No, it's hot, dude. And if you don't know what I'm talking about...
It is a nice jacket. I bought it for a reason. Thank you.
All right, if you don't know what I'm talking about, turn on the YouTube show today, people.
Yeah. But the T-shirt gets more comments because it's a basketball T-shirt. I don't know if you see it.
What's the deal with the white jacket? That is hot.
It's just a white jacket? I don't know. You don't own a white jacket?
I do not.
Well, you should buy one.
I wish I did. Where'd you get that white jacket?
I think...
the Lululemon?
No, it's like Zara, I think, or something.
Zara?
Yeah, it's not even like super expensive. I don't know. Yeah, it's Zara, I think.
I don't know, man. I want to borrow that.
I mean, you could. Can you fit in it?
I don't know. What size is it?
I don't know.
What is it, medium?
No, definitely not. It's pretty big.
Is it large?
Yeah, I think so.
If it's a large...
He's going to jack you for it.
I'll rock it.
See?
Okay.
Yeah, I will wear it. If it's a large, I will wear it.
Okay.
If you got a medium, I'm not wearing it.
Yeah.
So...
By the way, did you miss me yesterday when all the hell broke loose?
Oh, my God. I mean, all hell was breaking loose yesterday afternoon. You'd already taken off.
Right.
So you got me, Beto, and Morales in the studio.
Yeah.
And now you've left us without a pure NBA analyst type. You got
And then Woj breaks the news. You get a Woj bomb.
Right.
20 minutes after I leave.
Yeah. The stories, though, after the trade. This is my favorite part of the whole trade thing.
I know. I sent you the whole Sam Amick Athletic article, him and Jovan Buha, our friend who was on the other day.
I mean, I just love all the stories after the fact.
Yeah.
About what you talk about, the phrase jerk face, right? How the Lakers are reporting, if you will, to the reporters who are then putting it out for public consumption, how big of a jerk face Russell Westbrook was considered by all of his teammates, other than like one guy, Thomas Bryant, and then they got rid of him too. They were like, wait, we don't like Russ, and Russ, his only ally is Thomas Bryant, so trade his big ass also.
Right. So I'll give you I'm not going to go into story time where I'm going to read you the story, but I'll give you the quick highlights of the story Cappy's talking about Sam Amick and Jovan Buha in The Athletic. Lakers coaches had grown frustrated with Westbrook's recent behavior, and he was known to be upset with being openly mentioned in trade discussions. Both sides were ready to end their imperfect partnership. It talked about assistant coaches with him going at it, Phil Handy, for example, then him and Darvin Ham going at it because of what I was telling you yesterday. Remember the stuff with the official, Natalie Sago, who was telling Russ to get off the floor, that he was taking too long to get off the floor. They were trying to get the ball inbounded, and then he was just standing there kind of still on the floor in the corner. And then all of a sudden, Russ was getting into it with all the officials, and then Darvin was telling him to get the hell back. So that caused a lot of the drama going into halftime, which then created a ruckus at halftime.
A ruckus?
Yeah, according to the story, right? Was that a fair way to describe it? Like him and Darvin were going at it as Sam Amick and Jovan Buha put it in The Athletic. Ham went ham.
Nice.
So.
Nice.
Yeah. And then him and Russ started going at it, yelling and screaming at each other. And ultimately, that led to kind of the team as a whole, to your point, just being done with the whole toxicity of the environment.
Yeah. Well, look, I mean, listen, if we really go back to the beginning, when Russ was originally brought to the Lakers, we all can remember, if you're really being honest with yourself, if you're really looking in the mirror and you're being honest about it, most everybody thought this was a great move.
Well, I think a lot of the pundits, I was not one of them. I think a lot of the pundits initially did push back on that. Let's not I think the fan base was excited.
The fan base was excited.
Yeah.
I think anybody who knew Russ's reputation outside of just what he is as a player, I think most people were like, how's this going to work? How is Russ going to integrate from an ego perspective with this group of guys?
Well, and that was my biggest question, because I remember I told you, I said I had a conversation with people in like LeBron's circle, right? That I had gone to lunch, and the way they described it to me was, oh, we're going to try to, they're going to try to like recreate a big three, And my thing was like, well, if you're trying to recreate the big three he played in, like the big threes he's played in, Russ does not have the attributes of the guards necessarily that LeBron played with previously. He doesn't have. While he has some explosion. Certainly, he's not Kyrie explosive, even though he was very explosive. And he didn't play defense like Dwayne Wade did. And I just felt like, I was like, all right, but they talked me into it. And then I talked to a couple other basketball types, right, who really – there were some players, like former players, who also told me, no, it'll work, you'll see, blah, blah, blah. Russ will be able to kind of play – because remember the thing was, Russ can be like almost like a Draymond Green type, but as a guard. That was the conversation back then. And I was like, okay. And then we saw it unfold for a couple weeks, and then I was like, "Oh hell no, this is definitely not working."
But what I'm getting at is that.
But you're right, people loved it. Brody,
right,
yeah,
right. Kid from UCLA, kid who's from LA, comes home, gonna have a chance to win a championship, and even Vegas loved it because Vegas installed the Lakers as the favorite.
But Vegas always like ticks up the Lakers' odds because they know it's easy for people from here to just go over there. They go there all the time. So they do it almost like a sucker bet in a lot of ways.
Well, either way, there was an expectation that putting these guys together would lead to a championship. We all know what happened last year when Brody was not going to be coached by Frank Vogel. Not going to happen. No respect at all. No matter what Frank Vogel's credentials were, it was not going to be.
By the way, and again, this is not a conversation about Darvin Ham at the moment because I do like Darvin Ham, as you know, but I let him call me Jorge. I don't let you do that.
No, but I wish that you would call him Hamon, but you know that.
Yeah. Actually, I do. I was told what his nickname was when he was with the Detroit Pistons by someone.
Tell me.
I can't tell you on the
Why?
air because I was sworn to secrecy.
Is it bad?
No. It is a food item, though. But that's all I'll tell you. But nonetheless, I was told to say that to him, and then he would look at me all twisted and be like, who told you that? So I may pop it on him, when he's in a better mood when they have some wins under their belt.
Well, you're good at keeping secrets. Me, if somebody tells me,
I got no filter, bro.
I got no
you don't know how to keep anything.
No.
This is why literally yesterday, basically the entire athletic story, if we're gonna do this now, the entire athletic story that was written today by Sam Amick and Jovan Buha was almost to the word what I told you yesterday.
Yeah, but hold on a second. Yesterday, before this article was written, many people, not just me, were trying to mind read about why Anthony Davis was behaving the way he was.
Right, but when I use the words, Cappy, let's just call this an educated guess.
Well, you said reckless speculation. See, there's a difference.
Well, it is because it's not a report, so nonetheless, it's going to be speculation. But it is, and then I kept telling you it's an educated guess. But nonetheless, even when I told you that, and you were trying to pin me down to tell me, well, do you know definitively? And I couldn't tell you whether I knew definitively. And I used the out of I didn't speak to the person you were asking me about specifically. And then I also told you that you then said, tell me who told you. And I said, of course I'm not going to tell you who told me. Because if I told you who told me, then that person would never tell me anything ever again.
Yeah, because I'd blab it all over the place.
Correct. That's
no problem.
the difference between you and me.
Right. You're a reporter, and you're an NBA insider.
Not just an NBA insider. I'm not an NBA insider. I just happen to be around the NBA, and people tell me things.
And I'm a blabbermouth, and I don't care.
You are a blabbermouth.
And I could care less. So here's the thing. The Russ story, though, to go from last year where everybody knew he was pouting, he was whining, oh my God, I'm so offended. Somebody called me Westbrook, and my wife has to hear this, and my kids have to hear this, and we could all see it unraveling. Now, this year, what I wanted is I wanted more of the drama.
You were all in on Brody until
That's right.
I saw the Twitter yesterday where
what
literally
happened?
You were like Mr. Brody cheerleader all season long.
Yeah.
And then the Sedano and Kap Circle of Trust community was literally mocking you for turning on him the second he was gone.
What did I turn on him?
You are a phony, is what they were saying.
What did I turn on him?
You are a big fat phony, they were saying.
Yeah, well, they can say that, but can you tell me what I did that I turned on him?
All I'm saying is that there were multiple tweets in the Sedano and Kap Circle of Trust saying, wow, Russ has been gone for like 2 seconds and Kap has already turned on him.
Well, let me tell you something.
What happened to Brody?
I wanted Brody to stick around for this reason. Brody is drama. Brody is a disruptor. Brody is a pain in the ass. But Brody showed people this year, only for a certain amount of time, that he could maybe become a teammate. He could play a role. He could respect a coach. et cetera, et cetera.
I mean,
but I'll tell you this.
Did he?
I mean, for a little while, I think he did. But I'll tell you this. His behavior this is Tuesday night. His behavior Tuesday night, when Darvin Ham admitted to everybody after the game, we weren't even out there trying to win. We really weren't. We were trying to get this LeBron thing over. But you see, Brody, selfish guy that he is, rather than be a team guy and say, this is LeBron's night, on a night where it was all about LeBron, he had to behave in a way that reminds you that he's still all about him. And I'm not saying that he wasn't going to get traded. I'm not saying he wasn't going to get traded.
Can
I'm
I
just
play
saying
devil's advocate for a
last straw.
second? Can I play devil's advocate for a second?
Go ahead.
Can I do it after I tell you about the biggest Laker fan, Jacob and Ronnie?
Jacob and Ronnie's a very big fan.
Oh, I mean, he's got the fan of the night on the Jumbotron there. He
did show off his dance moves a couple weeks ago when I was at the game.
Better than yours, I would add.
I don't know. I mean, that's debatable.
No, I don't
debatable.
know. Laura, debatable? Laura,
how does she know? She didn't see it.
Laura, debatable?
No.
Yeah, see?
She didn't see it.
Yeah.
She didn't see Jacob and Ronnie's dance moves.
She did.
She did not.
What are you talking about? They get the live feed in here in the studio.
She didn't see it.
Yes,
Don't come at me, bro. You don't know.
Yeah, that's
you don't
true.
come
What
at
do
me,
you know?
sis.
I always come at you and I always win.
Don't
So
be
what
coming
now?
at me, sis.
Don't be yelling at me.
Don't be coming at me,
Yeah,
sis.
Always.
Watch your tone.
I'm Latina, bro. You don't know. I will find you.
Hey, I'm Jewish, and you know what? I will hide from you.
All right. Well, either way, if you're injured in an accident, perhaps if Laura finds you or if Cappy hides from you over the weekend and you're trying to decide how to handle it, don't do it yourself, because if you do, this is your to-do list, okay? First, you got to call the rental car company if you get into a car accident.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Hey, we're in the 909. You can see it right here. Food, beer, fandom here at Yamavan. I'm going to tell you this, that on the day of the big game, right here in the 909, for every touchdown scored, we're giving away $1,000. They should never have done this with me, because I'm like, yo, now I want to give away a whole bunch of your money. $1,000 per touchdown on the day of the big game. We'll see you here at the 909 out here at Yamavan.
All right, Chris.
Yes.
Who is the most famous person in your contact list?
I know everyone thinks I'm going to say Keyshawn. And he's pretty famous, right? But I think it's Bob Costas. Bob and I worked together years ago.
I've been doing this a really long time, so I have a bunch of people in O'Shea.
Can you FaceTime him?
FaceTime one of them?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you know I got your back, bro.
There he is. There he is.
Michael Caine, the actor Michael Caine.
Can you FaceTime him?
Right now?
Yes.
Hell no. He's somewhere in England, hasn't made a movie in 20 years. No.
Is comedian Bill Engvall.
Can you FaceTime him? Right now?
Try.
Bill,
What a surprise.
how are you?
I'm good. What are you doing?
James Worthy, I think, is the most famous person in my contact list. And if I tried calling James Worthy, there's a 1,000% chance he would not answer.
James Worthy.
You know who's not in the Hall of Fame, who should be, who's in this phone? Steve Mason and John Ireland. They need to be in the Radio Hall of Fame. I mean, I guess maybe Jay-Z, maybe.
Wrong.
I mean, I don't know if he's that. I guess maybe
Wrong.
Jay-Z.
Harbaugh, he's pretty famous. Charles Barkley. J.B. Smoove. Kyrie Irving, he's definitely changed his phone number since his Cleveland days.
Well, that's easy. It's Magic Johnson, but the problem is he keeps changing his phone number on me.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Hey, we're in the 909. You can see it right here. Food, beer, fandom here at Yamavan. I'm going to tell you this, that on the day of the big game, right here in the 909, for every touchdown scored, we're giving away $1,000. They should never have done this with me, because I'm like, yo, now I want to give away a whole bunch of your money. $1,000 per touchdown on the day of the big game. We'll see you here at the 909 out here at Yamavan.
Sedano and Kap more at 4 p.m.
It is Sedano and Kap. Your Thursday. It is National Pizza Day. Of course, thanks to our friends at Pizza Hut who provided lunch yesterday. That New Yorker pizza. Foldable, beautiful. And back on this day, in 1991, the number one hit, C&C Music Factory, featuring Freedom Williams. Exactly right. Gonna make you sweat. Everybody dance now. Let's do it, Cappy. Sedano and Cap continues your Thursday right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Tell you right now, if you're watching the YouTube show, Jacob and Ronnie ain't got nothing on these moves.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So anyway, Martha Wash was the vocalist here, and they didn't put her in the videos because she didn't look the part back in those days.
Was that right?
Yeah, but she was the voice. This lady was in the video was not actually singing.
This was the female Milli Vanilli?
Yeah, they were like lip syncers. I believe the female C&C Music Factory was a lip syncer because Martha Wash was the actual vocalist.
I would not have known that.
Yeah, look at that.
That's interesting knowledge.
Now you learn. She also did there was another group that did the same thing with her. And she was clearly an incredible singer.
Clearly.
Yeah. And National Pizza Day, I heard Jorge and the guys on Mason and Ireland talking about cauliflower crust. Cauliflower crust tastes fine to me. I can't even taste the difference anymore.
It's good.
I love cauliflower crust.
Yeah.
I'll tell you something else. I also love the gluten-free. I'll order the gluten-free too.
Yeah. I mean, you could definitely use to avoid some gluten.
Why is that?
I mean, you've been talking about your weight.
Well, I think I'm starting to do pretty good. I mean, yesterday, think about this. Yesterday, Buffalo Wild Wings brought in studio.
And you didn't eat.
These chicken finger hot dog things.
Yeah, I saw that.
Bird dogs.
Is that what they're called? Bird dogs?
Yes.
Dude, they look like fire, but I had to fight. And I mean fight hard.
Yeah.
Not to eat one of those little rascals.
Now, my stomach was all out of whack yesterday, and I wasn't feeling so hot. But
did you need any extra underpants?
No, I didn't. It was just nausea.
Oh.
Because, Mateo was sick. So I had fever chills last night during the game. I literally was in a fog during the entire Dallas Clippers game.
Is there any chance you got Kyrie Irving sick after the game?
No, I was fine after that.
Okay.
No, I haven't had any after because when I got to the arena, I just took meds. I was like, enough of this. In my bag, I had some Aleve, and then I was good to go.
Okay.
But I did not get. Why were you? Did you watch the Kyrie Irving interview? Is that what you're asking? Oh, you did. You did because you text me afterwards.
I did indeed.
And you text me. Go ahead, tell people what you text me. This was your observation of my Kyrie Irving.
I was
interview.
I thought Kyrie Irving was a lot taller.
You're so stupid.
No, seriously. I mean, he's not that tall. He's standing next to you, you little peanut. I mean, there he is.
He's like 6'1" or 6'2".
I thought Kyrie Irving was 6'4", 6'5".
No, he's a small guy by NBA standards. Yeah.
Let me just say one thing about Kyrie because he was here last night.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's put a big smile on his face and he played a really good game last night.
He did play a very good game last night.
Because he's a guy who now is essentially playing for a contract, right?
Maybe.
Or he's a guy who, now that he's traded and he's out of that environment and he's not the hated guy in the locker room anymore and the fan base and everything, maybe there's a freedom, perhaps. I mean, my gut tells me that he will infect the Dallas locker room like he's infected every other. But I will just say this. If I never knew who Kyrie Irving was, if I never heard any of the backstory, and all I saw was your post-game interview with him,
right,
I'd be like, look at this good-looking young man. Look at this happy young fella right here. Big smile, polite and pleasant and fun to listen to. It was the first time I ever found him to be even remotely likable. Now, it was only for a very small sample size. But look at that, George. You made Kyrie Irving likable to me last night, temporarily. That's all I'm saying.
I'm glad I did that for you.
Nice job by you, you little peanut.
That's a good job, Laura. And very quick turnaround. He was in a good mood yesterday. I don't think there's any question about that.
Mark Cuban as the owner of the Mavericks.
Well, you saw he brought it in.
Yeah. I wonder if he's got enough fame, wealth, notoriety, success that he, for some reason, might be able to communicate with Kyrie Irving like no one else ever has. I don't know if he can, but if I had to bet on somebody, I bet on Mark Cuban versus other owners.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, Mark Cuban's. I like Mark Cuban a lot. I don't know if the wealth has anything to do with it, but I mean, I think he's very affable. Sure.
I don't know, man. You made him likable for just a couple of seconds.
Well, good.
I'm not saying I like him. Don't get me wrong.
It was
don't get it twisted,
homeboy.
homeboy.
It was 90 seconds,
Yeah.
Yeah. And
He was like-
he put his arm around me a couple times. I mean, I think that he felt comfortable. You know,
You gave him a fist bump, I saw.
I do that to everybody. I don't know if you ever noticed that, but when I interview everyone, I just say to them congratulations because they won the game.
Yeah. No, see, usually my move after a football game is I call them my man right away.
Yeah, no.
So, like, when Kevin Harlan comes down to me and he says, let's go downstairs to Scott Kaplan, and I say, Kevin, I'm standing here with whoever the player is. My man. Congratulations. Once you my man them, then they know you're dope. They know you're cool. They know you're down.
Do they?
They do.
Yeah.
They just like your fist bump.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, it's a move.
Yeah. I mean, it is a move. Yeah. I prefer the fist bump. It's just like an easy congratulations. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like
use
the
my man.
phrase, once you my man them, they know you're dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying, Lindsay?
Yeah.
You understand me, girl.
Uh-huh.
You get
Sedano's
it.
not extra or creepy, so you know that works.
Right.
Fist bump.
Fist bump's quick, easy. Yeah. You know.
In and out.
Yeah. Exactly.
All right, where were we?
Well, I mean, since we were talking about it, like, we could talk about the West right now. And just so the Lakers made moves. We talked about the Russ thing, but the Lakers made moves. And here's the thing. Cappy, if you would have told me this roster right now, the one that they just acquired via trade.
The Lakers.
Correct. If this was the roster in October, I'd be like, yeah, they're like a 6th seed, you know, maybe a 5th seed. Like, I'd be okay saying that. I just think it's tough right now because of, you know, we talked about this during Crosstalk. The math is hard. There's only 27 games left. And the Clippers right now, for example, are the 6th seed, you know, by default because they're in a 3-way tie. And if they just play at the pace that they've played all season, that doesn't mean they play any better or any worse, which is 53%. That means they win 13 more games. The Lakers have to win one more game than them because they've lost the season series to them and probably almost all these other teams that would be in their way in the playoff hunt, not the play-in. So the Lakers would have to win at least 20 of the next 27.
Yeah, it's going to be hard, especially with tonight's game when, you know, you're playing against Milwaukee and LeBron's not playing. And, you know, listen, I don't know how bad LeBron's foot is, okay? But here's what I do know.
Yeah.
The roster is in flux, and LeBron said well before Tuesday, by the way, he was exhausted, but he would be ready for Tuesday. So the mental and physical exertion of going into Tuesday's game and then breaking the record and now having to turn it around a day and a half later, and here comes a significantly better team, and your roster is going through all these changes, no major shock that LeBron is not available to play tonight. Which, just on a side note, tonight, the pregame ceremony that the Lakers are having, no disrespect to anybody because I understand it from a marketing standpoint. It's like, smart move. Continue to celebrate this as much as you can. But my goodness, I mean, Tuesday night, the game was stopped. The ceremony was phenomenal. It was a beautiful thing to be at. People who watched it loved it. People who listened on the radio thought it was great. We're doing this all over again tonight before the game on a night when LeBron's not even playing. What's going on here?
I don't know. What do you mean what's going on here?
I mean, really? Again?
What?
We're doing this all over again tonight?
What is all over again? I don't know.
I mean, now there's a pregame ceremony?
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty standard, though. I feel like if you break the all-time scoring record...
I don't know. How many times are all-time scoring records broken? Is that so standard?
I would say that whenever a major milestone gets hit, they usually recognize it probably the next game, yeah.
Gosh, I wish LeBron was playing tonight. I really do. But I think if I'm LeBron, and I'm trying to put myself in LeBron's shoes,
yeah.
Not only was I physically and emotionally exhausted going into Tuesday, but after the game on Tuesday, I'm wiped out. I mean, I am just completely emotionally drained.
Yeah.
And I'm physically
and by the way,
wiped out.
Here's some of the other thing. How many people bought tickets for both games?
Well, yeah. I mean, there's that guy out there who spent $50,000 for a courtside seat tonight, and he can get $50 for it. You know? So I feel for you, dude. But, I mean, I wish LeBron was playing, but if I'm putting myself in LeBron's shoes, I don't want to play tonight because I don't think we can win this game tonight. So I might as well rest.
Well, and he also kind of he looked exhausted by the end of the last game.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Physically and emotionally beaten down.
Well, and the foot thing has been a thing for weeks now.
I'm not doubting that he's hurting. That's not what I'm saying.
I know.
What I'm saying is that he doesn't think they're going to win tonight. So why go out there and put miles on the tires when you're going to have to make this run? So you just said the last 27 games, right?
Right, so now make it 26.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Now, by the way, you take a look at this roster and how the Lakers now have brought in all these other guys.
Yeah.
You said if at the beginning of the season this was the roster, you might think they were about a 6 seed, right?
Yeah, in that range.
But
because when we did the beginning of the season, I said they're not even going to be a top 16.
Okay, but here's the issue that they have going forward.
Right.
You're going to have to get these guys here first.
Right. Get a little chemistry.
Then you're going to have to play on Saturday at Golden State. There's not going to be a lot of time to practice, to teach, to integrate these guys, if you will. George, do you know when Mo Bamba's suspension for that fight is over?
I thought he got several games, so I'd have to double check. I don't remember exactly how many games he got.
So all I'm saying is that if we're at today, February 9th, I'm thinking that it's like after the All-Star break when we could start to maybe expect, some people might say hope, that this team could go on some kind of a run, put 5, 6, 7, 8 wins together, and start to climb up the ladder. But I will tell you, I was looking at the schedule earlier today. I mean, I wouldn't say anything is easy for the Lakers, but the schedule is not doing them any favors.
Absolutely not. There's no question that they're not doing them any favors. But the West got harder because the Lakers added some players. I like the players they've added. I like D'Angelo Russell in a vacuum. I like Malik Beasley. I like Jared Vanderbilt. And, I think Mo Bamba's pretty good. I think that there's some upside there. I wouldn't be counting on Mo Bamba to be an impact player because, he wasn't necessarily an impact player when he had opportunities in Orlando. You know what I mean? So,
but you know what? But Mo Bamba, at least if nothing else,
he's got a song.
Well, that and I like that.
A song lyric.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think also getting rid of Patrick Beverley, it's not that Patrick Beverley's a bad guy per se. He's just a little
it's a lot.
He's a lot of personality with very little game. And it's also a guy who's about 6'2", who's really not a very good shooter and doesn't really bring a lot to the table, versus a guy who's like 7 feet tall.
Oh, yeah, and he's a former lottery pick. I get it. Like, I have no problem with I just think of all those guys, I would expect. I mean, maybe I'll be wrong. I mean, because he
Wait
has
a second. What?
He has probably of all those guys. I mean, he was like the 5th pick in the draft, so he probably. Well, Russell was a number 2 pick, or 3. But he has probably one of the higher ceilings of all those guys because he's still very young. Mm-hmm. But I just wouldn't count on him. I would be surprised if he makes a huge impact for this team in such a short amount of time.
Yeah, but you see, I think on the other hand, the Lakers kind of need him to do something, which is
like what? They have AD.
They're going to yes, but Thomas Bryant was a pretty nice big body to bring off the bench. I'm not saying he was great. I'm just saying he's a decent offensive player. He's not a very good defensive player.
Yeah.
Listen,
I think what they got with those other guys, particularly Vanderbilt, Russell, and Beasley, is they've got professional players, guys who know how to play the game now. D'Angelo Russell is not the kid who was here before. He's a professional player. None of them are the perfect player by any stretch of the imagination, but they are good enough. But the problem is the West, to your point, got way better.
No, that's it right there.
Yeah,
you just nailed it.
Let's go to break, though. Got a break. Got commercials to play.
We do?
Yes.
Damn it.
This isn't commercial free today.
Oh, I thought we were going commercial free today.
No, not today. Not for the ceremony.
Got it.
Yeah.
Might be.
Yeah. So we can talk about that on the other side because the West did get way harder. And where the Lakers kind of fall into that, we can discuss in a moment. But look, if you're a business owner, you should be listening up right now. Your ears better perk up. You did the right thing during COVID. You paid your people, pulled your business through the pandemic. Well, now doing the right thing could qualify you for up to $26,000 per employee, okay, at your business. All you got to do is go to this website, covidtaxrelief.org. Government funds are available to reward companies with 2 or more employees who stayed open during COVID. This is not a loan. You don't have to pay it back, but the program is a little complicated. But nobody knows more about it than the CPAs and tax experts at covidtaxrelief.org. You pay nothing up front. They do all the work, and you share a percentage of the cash that they get you. Boom. Done. Businesses of all types, including nonprofits and churches, can qualify, including those who took PPP loans, even if you had an increase in sales. Guys, if you are a business owner, this is a no-brainer. Like, you literally have nothing to lose by going to this website. Like, zero. Just go to the website and see for yourself. You did the right thing for your employees during COVID. Let covidtaxrelief.org help you get up to $26,000.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Hey, we're in the 909. You can see it right here. Food, beer, fandom here at Yamavon. I'm going to tell you this, that on the day of the big game, right here in the 909, for every touchdown scored, we're giving away $1,000. They should never have done this with me because I'm like, yo, now I want to give away a whole bunch of your money. $1,000 per touchdown on the day of the big game. We'll see you here at the 909 out here at Yamava.
All right, Chris.
Yes.
Who is the most famous person in your contact list?
I know everyone thinks I'm going to say Keyshawn. And he's pretty famous, right? But I think it's Bob Costas. Bob and I worked together years ago.
I've been doing this a really long time, so I have a bunch of people in O'Shea.
Can you FaceTime him?
FaceTime one of them?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you know I got your back, bro.
There he is. There he is.
Michael Caine, the actor Michael Caine.
Can you FaceTime him?
Right now?
Yes.
Hell no. He's somewhere in England, hasn't made a movie in 20 years. No.
Is comedian Bill Engvall.
Can you FaceTime him? Right now?
Try. Bill,
What a surprise.
how are you?
I'm good. What are you doing?
James Worthy, I think, is the most famous person in my contact list. And if I tried calling James Worthy, there's a 1,000% chance he would not answer.
James Worthy.
You know who's not in the Hall of Fame, who should be, who's in this phone? Steve Mason and John Ireland. They need to be in the Radio Hall of Fame. I mean, I guess maybe Jay-Z, maybe.
Wrong.
I mean, I don't know if he's that. Yeah, I guess maybe
Wrong.
Jay-Z.
Ball, he's pretty famous. Charles Barkley. JB Smoove. Kyrie Irving, he's definitely changed his phone number since his Cleveland days.
Well, that's easy. It's Magic Johnson, but the problem is he keeps changing his phone number on me.
And Cap more at 4 p.m.
And it is Sedano and Cap your Thursday. It's chocolate day. I know we've been over this. Shit, I don't like dark chocolate. Most normal human beings like Cappy and I like milk chocolate. Meanwhile, happy 79th birthday, Joe Pesci.
No, I don't know. You said it. How do I know? You said I'm funny. What is so funny about me? Tell me. Tell me what's funny.
That's right.
Oh.
And on this day in 1985, Madonna's album, Like a Virgin, goes to #1 for 3 weeks. Sedano and Cap continues your Thursday right now.
Like a virgin. I remember America was aghast on the MTV Music Awards. I was probably like 7 or 8 years old.
Yep.
Because she was humping the floor at the MTV Music Awards.
Right. How dare she?
I mean, it was the 80s. It was still very puritanical.
Yeah. Madonna was so controversial back then. And now, very frankly, the stuff that she was doing back then, if she was doing now, I'd be like, come on, Madonna, pick it up. Let's see something. Come on, let's go.
Seriously.
You know? And by the way, Joe Pesci, 79?
Yeah.
Funny how, Hendry? I don't know, you know, just the way you tell the story. No. You said I'm funny. How should I know?
Yeah.
What, I'm a clown to you? I'm here to amuse you, Hendry?
Yeah. That's you, though.
Love him.
You are kind of a clown and here to amuse us in a lot of ways. The rodeo clown.
Well, I guess. I mean, at least that's the way you see it. Me, I have a totally different perspective. But I will tell you this. I am currently online right now trying to find that members-only jacket that you are wearing today.
It's not a members-only jacket.
Yes, it is. I can see the members-only pack. It's a what?
It's from Zara.
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 I don't know, man. I need
I
to get one of those.
anglicized it just for you.
Appreciate that. And by anglicizing it, I had no idea what you were talking about.
Yeah. It's a store.
No.
Anyway, Slee's probably seen it because Slee's been to a mall in the last 20 years, I'm sure.
Not me. I don't
Hello,
shop.
Slee.
What's going on, guys?
How are you?
Slee, what up, man?
Now, Cappy, I get a text from... I got 3 texts yesterday after the Kyrie interview. I got one from you, I got one from Slee, and I got one from Trudell, okay? And yours was the only one that didn't actually... I guess technically it was about the interview, but it was like the least relevant about the interview. Like Sleet sent me like, hey, nice job, blah, blah, blah. Like, and you were just literally Cappy, tell Sleet what you text me. Go ahead, just tell him.
I said, hey, George, Kyrie Irving interview. Gosh, I thought he was a lot taller than that. You know? Because standing next to George, I figure Kyrie Irving's about 5'6". You know?
That's it. Listen, it's an observation. It's a good observation. I think I was caught up in the first game with the Dallas Mavericks, walks into crypto, beats the Clippers, and his initial reaction to winning. But I could see the observation there, Cap. I didn't think of that, but you obviously you did.
You little peanut. Slee, just so you know, if you're watching the YouTube show, on the lower third, there's a picture of you, and over your head right now, I'm just like messing with your head. Over your head on the YouTube. I'm just with my hand. I'm like trying to squeeze your little grape head.
Perfect.
All right. So in the interim, Slee, here's my position on the Lakers, and then I want to talk big picture West with you because we only have a couple minutes because we got you on late because Cappy was blabbing.
That's not true.
But my position is if this was the team in October, I'd say the Lakers are probably a 6 seed. But now that's a tough ask to try to make up as much ground as they need to. I think they could still be a play-in team. I don't think that they would need to go at least 20-7 to have a shot at being a 6 seed right now. I just don't think there's enough time. What do you think?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And by the way, I like the pieces they brought in. I think there's an addition by subtraction. I think it's clear that not having Russ on the team is a good thing overall, probably good for Russ as well. Let's see if he gets a buyout opportunity somewhere else. And I think for the Lakers, okay, you got a 39% three-point shooter in D'Angelo. You get Malik Beasley, who kind of fits a void for the Lakers, and again, somebody that could spread the floor and he'll hit threes. You get Mo Bamba. I think for the Lakers, it's more just Thomas Bryant's not going to be there. He's a better defensive player. I don't know how much rotation, how much playing time he's going to get. You got kind of these interesting pieces. It assembles more of an actual team, but you just hit on it. They're 5 games below 500, probably after tonight. No Bron, 6 games below 500. I mean, if you end the season and you're at 500. That means you were playing some pretty good basketball. You gained a little momentum, but that's not going to get you in the top 6. I agree that you have basically the Jazz, the Blazers, and the Oklahoma City Thunder in front of the Lakers for that final play-in spot. If you're assuming the other teams in front are going to get in, if Lakers can't get in with those 3 teams kind of hovering around, then they're definitely not deserving to be a playoff team. I think that's the best they can do at this point.
Yeah, but you know what? They shouldn't even be focusing on that. What they should be focusing on is, guys, we have to peak at the very end of the season. So we need to spend the next 20, I'm not going to call it 27, maybe not even 26. We need to spend every game after the All-Star break trying to gel this roster so that we're peaking at the right time, so that what LeBron said the other day, which is if you give me his team and my guys are healthy, I think we can do something in the postseason. That's what they need to spend the last 25 games of the season focusing on, not where they get in, just find a way to get in.
I think, Cap, just to play off that, I think you're right about, you want to obviously have chemistry, gain some continuity. That's going to be tough to do. I mean, remember, Rui's brand new to the roster as well, so you're talking about 6 new guys that you're bringing in that are going to have to kind of try to figure out their role. They have no margin for error. Sometimes to gain chemistry and continuity, they could come off wins or losses. You got to get W's. You got to get wins. So they don't have that luxury of, I know in a perfect world what you're describing is, hey, they end up in a 9th or a 10th spot, and you know what? They're playing good basketball at the end. That's a great goal to have, but they don't have the luxury of playing 500 ball the rest of the way, and they've played 5 games below 500 through the first 55. So, listen, it's going to be a challenge, but I like this roster much better than I did 24 hours ago. Let's put it that way.
Agreed. Slee, putting you on the spot here.
Mm-hmm.
I believe this to be the case. Do you believe the Phoenix Suns have to be championship or bust now? This season?
Yes. And I think sometimes you could look at it and say, oh, you know what? No, this is their first time. That. They were in the finals 2 years ago. Last year, they had the best record in the West. I can't remember. It might have been the entire NBA, but I know the Western Conference. They lose to Luka. They get blown out in that Game 7. There is no more, there's no middle ground here. You just got Kevin Durant. You have an unbelievable lineup. If they don't win the whole thing, I think it's got to be a bust for the Suns if they don't do it.
All right, so here's the thing. While we all may be happy with the Lakers' moves, I mean, I guess not only did the Suns get so much better, and I think the Mavericks, at least last night, got better. I mean, that's the bigger problem. You guys tell me, how many of these guys will be around next year? Because is this the roster?
Beasley is got a player option for $16 million. I could see them declining that and trying to sign him cheaper. If not, he's out. Bamba's contract I'd have to look up, but he's probably a qualifying offer if I had to guess still. So you probably have rights to him. He'd be restricted if that were the case. And then who else was there? D'Angelo Russell's under contract, no? Oh, no, he's a free agent. He's an unrestricted free agent. Yeah, he's an unrestricted free agent. And then who else am I missing? Is there anyone else? Oh, Vanderbilt is under contract for $4.5 million next year.
Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so I guess my question really becomes, what they have right now, how much of it will they have next year, and how much of it will they want next year?
They'll have the ability to decide. Oh, they could also, I mean, granted, this would hard cap them, but they could also sign and trade guys like for next year. Like there's some maneuverability with these contracts if they don't want to keep these guys. But my guess is they're at least going to make an attempt to keep some of these guys, depending on how the rest of the season goes.
Does anybody here think the Lakers have improved to championship level?
No.
I don't think that's like it's not fair to even have that conversation just because they're so far out of that picture. I think what you guys both described about just getting into that playing tournament, honestly, that's kind of the goal right now. And then if you can string off a couple of games, everything else on top of that will be either a surprise or AD's playing as good as anybody in the league, so is Braun, and the other pieces are just fitting perfectly. It's a lot of ifs.
Yeah.
All right. There you go, Slee.
Slee nailed it. Slee on the spot.
I'm trying to crush Slee's head on YouTube.
Yeah. Cauliflower pizza? Yes or no?
No for me. And I go dark chocolate over.
Oh, my guy. My guy.
I mean, if you're a child, if you eat milk chocolate.
I said that if you're an adult, you should eat dark chocolate at least, because first of all, it's healthier for you. It tastes better. I can understand you like milk chocolate if you're like my children.
Right. You're a child if you have milk chocolate.
Like my kids. Like, oh, can I have some M&Ms or like a Hershey bar or a Kit Kat?
I mean, Hershey with almond is still fire.
Yeah. Dark chocolate Hershey is good. Special dark. It's good. Slee, have a good call. We will hear from you in about 30 minutes. I will stop by and say hello because I'll be in the house today.
Sounds good, fellas. We'll see you guys.
All right, pal.
Bye, Slee.
There he
You're
is.
still going to the game tonight, huh?
Yeah.
I was going to go, but then, LeBron did it on Tuesday, so I gave back my credential.
Did you have one for today too?
I sure did.
Oh, because Mason didn't, right?
Yeah, but you know why I did?
Because Mason didn't?
Nope, because I was prepared. That's why.
Oh, because you went in early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right, buddy.
Good for you, Cappy.
See that? Organization, pal.
I have rubbed off on you in a little bit.
I don't know about that. When I get that white jacket, then you will have rubbed off on me.
All right, coming up next, you know what we're going to do?
Tell me.
I'm going to let you be the outsider. We're going to play outsider insider. You can ask me all the questions you want. How about that?
That sounds great.
And I will give you answers. You may not like all the answers, but I'm going to give you some answers.
All right, I'm ready.
All right, but first, Valentine's Day. Speaking of answers, there's pressure on you.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Hey, we're in the 909. You can see it right here. Food, beer, fandom here at Yamavan. I'm going to tell you this, that on the day of the big game, right here in the 909, for every touchdown scored, we're giving away $1,000. They should never have done this with me, because I'm like, yo, now I want to give away a whole bunch of your money. $1,000 per touchdown on the day of the big game. We'll see you here at the 909 out here at Yamavan.
One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There is no mistake. There's no mistake.
There's
mistake. Duh. Mistake. Come on. Seriously, brother.
Well, that's right here. It says mistake. Okay.
There's a
I'm an idiot. No, I cannot find something here.
Double the.
Son of.
I don't see it, no. There's a mistake on this page?
Yeah.
Oh, there's two thus.
There you are.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
You beat sleep.
Yeah. No, I can't find a mistake.
Look at the words.
Can you?
Still don't see it?
You find the. Yeah, there's two thus.
You find the mistake. God, I feel bad.
Oh, DD?
Yeah, you
It's
got
double DD? Am I the only one that got it?
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Hey, we're in the 909. You can see it right here. Food, beer, fandom here at Yamavan. I'm going to tell you this, that on the day of the big game, right here in the 909, for every touchdown scored, we're giving away $1,000. They should never have done this with me, because I'm like, yo, now I want to give away a whole bunch of your money. $1,000 per touchdown on the day of the big game. We'll see you here at the 909 out here at Yamavan.
To know right now.
What you need to know is brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times, less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. Linz, what do you got?
Well, guys, Chick-fil-A is ready to test its first plant-based entree, a cauliflower sandwich.
Oh,
so,
there you go.
know, talking about cauliflower pizza, but now you can get a cauliflower Chick-fil-A sandwich. The new sandwich closely resembles the famous chicken sandwich, but obviously it's going to use breaded and pressure-cooked cauliflower in place of meat. Starting Monday, the fast food chain will test the menu item in select markets. Chick-fil-A said that it's been working on a plant-based sandwich for nearly 4 years, and that after a lot of testing, they kept returning to cauliflower as the base of their sandwich. So if the soft launch goes well, Chick-fil-A plans to release the cauliflower sandwich nationwide. So that's what you need to know.
Cool. There you go. You want to try it, Kepi?
Not really.
Yeah, it didn't sound like you would.
Not really. I mean, look, if I'm going to go to Chick-fil-A, I have a hard enough time disciplining myself to say I'm not going to get the regular chicken sandwich, the fried one, or the spicy chicken deluxe. Like, I've gone to Chick-fil-A and gotten the grilled chicken sandwich. Mm-hmm. It's just not the same. Like, even like the little chicken nuggets when you get the grilled chicken
nuggets. Yeah, they're
nuggets,
good. They're good, though.
They're okay.
Yeah.
Like
you know what I had yesterday, what they had for us in the post-game meal?
What's that?
I didn't eat it yesterday. I had it today because I was still, like, kind of the stomach thing
you
was
took
going
it home?
Yeah, Popeyes.
Oh, really?
They had a Popeyes chicken sandwich. Yeah, I just grabbed one. They had a bunch there for the whole crew. And then, you know, I grabbed one and Breen grabbed one. And, you know, Breen ate his and everybody was eating theirs. And I'm like, you know what? My stomach is not feeling so hot. I don't want to eat fried chicken at 10 o'clock at night. Yeah. I'm just going to save it. And then I had it today. Heated it up. It was good.
And how, on the second day, the reheat, not bad?
Yeah, I put it in the toaster oven.
Oh, toaster oven, no microwave.
Yeah, toaster oven, bro.
Interesting.
Yeah. Microwave makes the chicken soggy.
Oh, it does?
Yeah. Or I could have actually what I should
Air
have
fryer.
done. Put the chicken in the air fryer and then put the buns in the toaster oven.
Yep.
Oh.
That would have been the move, Laura. You're
now
right.
You're deconstructing the entire sandwich.
Yeah, but that's if you want it to taste good. That would have been Laura's right. That should have been the actual move instead of just toaster oven.
Air fryer.
Best thing ever.
Yeah.
I never use mine.
Yeah, and actually the way to use your air fryer to get maximum like crispiness,
Yeah.
you put a little Pam in it.
Yeah.
You'll spray a little Pam in it.
Never really use my air fryer.
Well, you have one?
I do.
Then why don't you use it?
I've kind of not. I don't really cook that much anymore.
Mm.
I got to get back to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. I'll think about it. You
That's
took
a
the
no.
Popeye sandwich home. Only
Yep.
one?
Yeah, just one. I
Yeah,
don't need to
figure
eat
they're-
more than one.
Figure they were plentiful. Maybe you bring one home
No,
for Mateo.
there was a lot. No, no. I would have brought one home for Mateo, but I didn't want to be that guy to take more than one.
Really? Why, you don't think there were extras?
I mean, there were plenty, but I didn't know how many people in the crew had any yet.
You take a half a dozen. What's it going to matter?
Yeah, but what about those people who actually worked in the truck all night?
I bet you there were plenty for them.
Nah.
Bet you
I
they
don't
took
know.
home half a dozen.
Well, that would be them. I didn't want to be that guy. That's you. You're that guy.
Well, yeah, I don't have a problem being that guy.
Okay.
I haven't had a Popeye's chicken sandwich in a really long time.
It was delicious. I forgot how good. It was funny because Breen was like, I don't think I've had Popeyes or whatever. And I said, or no, it was Mark Jackson who said that. And
Mark
I said,
Jackson hadn't had Popeyes, but Breen had?
right. I think so, yeah. And then Mark definitely had not. And I said, that's the one that had all the craze. And he's like, oh. So he remembered that. But
Yeah.
he hadn't had one. No.
Dude, people fight over those sandwiches.
Mark did not have one, but me and Breen took one.
That's nice.
Yeah. So,
Well, there you
anyway,
go.
that is what you need to know. Brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times. Less than 90 minutes from wherever you are.
I ain't no cauliflower Chick-fil-A.
Okay.
Please.
Maybe it tastes good.
Maybe.
You never had buffalo cauliflower?
I have.
It's delicious, right?
I understand, but
And
it's
there you
not-
go.
But not at Chick-fil-A.
Make your own is even better.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
In the air fryer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got the big cauliflower.
My
and
wife
pulled it
did that
apart.
one time.
So good.
Yeah.
So good.
Anyway, Cappy. All right, we got a couple minutes here, and then we got to do Tinder.
Okay.
Lord, give me some NBA music. Give me some basketball music here. real quick. Yeah, that thing. Yeah.
That.
Actually, you should save that for another day. Like, record that, and then that way, when I ask you for playing the basketball music, you can play that first, and then you actually play the basketball music. That'd be like a good intro to it.
It's good, right?
Yeah. So, you do your own, like, John Tesh there. Who created that song, John Tesh?
Oh, that's a John Tesh production.
Oh, you did
as
not
well?
know that?
Trying to think of, is that the NBA on NBC?
Yeah, which now is on Fox, and it's kind of weird.
Oh, they have the same song?
They use it for their college basketball.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And
think I knew
it
that.
feels weird to me. When I watch, like, Gus Johnson and like Jim Jackson do, like, a Big Ten game on Fox,
Yeah.
and I hear they're great, don't get me wrong, but, like, I hear the music, and I like, I think Fox has, like, their baseball and football music is very, it's good. It's their own, right? Like, you hear that music, it's Fox, like football or Fox baseball. But the fact that they're using the NBC one, I don't know, just feels weird.
Hey, George, you know your boy Royce Toney?
I do.
He was he's still in the YouTube chat right
Yeah.
now, and he was giving me a hard time. He's like, Cap, can you move your microphone? It's swallowing up your face. And Royce thinks I'm really hot. So he was like, I would like to see your face and your mouth move.
Yeah.
So I've moved my microphone a little bit so that Royce can see how handsome I am.
Okay, well, good. Well,
Take a look at this, Royce.
There you go. Cappy, this is the old ESPN and an NBA on ESPN music, which will suffice for now. But you can ask me any question about any player that got moved today. Any question you want. Any player, any team that made a move. It could be as obscure as you want, and I will give you as educated opinion as I can on that scenario. It could be the Lakers, it could be the Clippers, it could be any team in the league. You can pick from a potpourri of all the action. And by the way, it was happening really fast at one point in
my
that
God.
last hour.
This morning at around 11:20 a.m.
It was going nuts.
It was craziness.
Yeah,
Okay. So, George, as you well know, I don't really have a whole lot of interest in everything else that's going on around the NBA. I only have interest in what's going on around the Lakers. However, I will say that I am interested in what KD did.
Right.
And what Brooklyn did.
Yeah.
So outside.
Oh, what about the Clippers? You're not interested in what the Clippers did?
Not one
really?
bit. There's not 1 ounce of me that cares about anything that the Clippers did. It's not like some anti-Clipper thing. It's not like some Clipper hate. But hey, Laura, you care about what the Clippers did?
I mean, they're good, bro.
It doesn't matter.
They made good
I'm not
moves.
interested.
Okay. I'm just telling you. I'll tell you. But go ahead.
Right,
What do you
listen,
want? What do you want to know about KD?
I want to get some breakdowns, and I'll start off with this. Tell me who D'Angelo Russell is now versus who D'Angelo Russell was when the Lakers drafted him number 2 overall, going back to, I want to say 15 or 16. Who is D'Angelo Russell today? Because I wasn't watching any of D'Angelo Russell.
Well, he's a more mature player. I don't think there's any question about that. His specialty, and he was pretty good at that when he was here, too. He was just young. But now he's a very refined pick-and-roll player. Defensively, he was terrible when he was here as a kid. He's not good, I would say now, but I don't think, like, he's terrible. Like, I would say, like, he's average to below average, somewhere in between there.
Okay.
Kind of like if he was, average to below average is what I would say on defense. But a refined pick and roll player, an excellent spot up shooter. So that's the type of player that would fit pretty well with LeBron. Ideally, I would like a player that could defend better at the point guard position with LeBron. But I think that I would certainly take this over what they had previously, because when LeBron's not there, he can run the pick and roll, and he can spot up when LeBron's there because he's good at that too. So I think that the spacing will be better because that's what D'Angelo Russell has become, an elite pick-and-roll player and an elite catch-and-shoot player.
All right, I don't know anything. I've got no scouting report whatsoever, and now I'm relying on a Sedano scouting report. I want to know what Malik Beasley's deal is.
Malik Beasley is a great energy player off the bench. I think he can do a little bit of everything, really. Like, he is an excellent shooter as well. I would say he's very good off the dribble. He's got a little bounce to him, kind of like D'Angelo. Not in the pick and roll, though. D'Angelo has obviously more than the pick and roll. I just was mentioning he's an elite player at pick and roll. But much like D'Angelo, but in a slightly different package, he's got some bounce to him. He's great in transition. He's a good pull-up shooter. Defensively, he's solid. So, yeah, that's kind of what he is. But he's a good, like, 6th, 7th, 8th man, on a roster.
All right, so Jared Vanderbilt.
Oh, I love Jared Vanderbilt,
Okay.
particularly for the price.
Okay, so I just want to say, like, when I heard his name, all I thought was a pair of jeans
Gloria
that I had
Vanderbilt.
back in the 80s.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, Jared Vanderbilt, if you asked me who he plays
I love
for,
him. I
I'm
love
like,
him.
I don't know.
He
And if you ask me to pick him out of a lineup, I have no idea who he is.
He's the ultimate, like, team player, does the dirty work, sets the screens, great rebounder, good defensive player on the perimeter, fights every damn possession. Like, he's all the Pat Bev stuff that he used to, like he was previously. Like, he still is, I guess, to some extent, except he's in a much bigger package. He's
How
like,
tall is he?
He's like 6'8", 6'9", or whatever, like in
Okay.
that range, like 6'7" to 6'9". He's a wing. Not a great shooter. Like, he's okay. He's very streaky. But defensively, he is an elite-level perimeter defender in this league, which is hard to defend these days. And he is an excellent rebounder, as I mentioned. The type of player you want on your roster. Certainly a top 10 roster player, I think, on a quality team. And just does all the dirty work. Like, you need those guys.
Let me ask you about Mo Bamba. Here's what I want to ask. Is there any chance that Mo Bamba plays the 5 and Anthony Davis gets his wish again, which is he wants to be the 4?
I mean, it's possible. But I don't think that's what maximizes the Lakers. Like, we've seen this. We've seen the numbers. When Anthony Davis plays the 5, they're way better, no matter who's been on the floor with them.
But you know that I want him in the paint. I want Anthony Davis playing center. I just was concerned that you get a big body like Bamba only to make Anthony Davis happy that he doesn't have to be there but he belongs there.
I mean, maybe you could play them together. I think it's possible. I just don't think it's the right idea, personally.
All right, last thing.
Schematically.
This is a quality interview right now.
Yeah.
Because people who are driving around who don't know enough about all these players that the Lakers traded for, this is solid content.
Yeah.
Now, tell me who is Devon Reed.
Davon Reed is...
Okay, Davon, because I don't know.
Yeah, a two-way player, 3-and-D wing. Played for the Denver Nuggets. He has bounced around the league a little bit. He's one of those guys, all hustle, all energy, shoots the ball at a decent clip, defends at a high level, competes on every single possession, is just like embodies what a role player should be in the NBA. I watched him. He played for Jim Larinaga at the University of Miami. Was that kind of like 3-and-D wing in college too. Has always understood what his role is, regardless of where he's been in college, in the G League, in the NBA. A nice guy on your roster, probably down kind of somewhere between 10 and 12.
All right, well, there you go. Last question for you. You ready?
Yeah.
Mr. Insider, this comes from Mr. Outsider. You ready?
Yeah.
Will you be prepared for this Sunday when I host a massive party for the big game at Yamava Resort and Casino? Will you be ready?
I will be ready. I will not be there, though, because I'm calling the Lakers-Warriors game on ESPN Radio on Saturday night in San Francisco with Kalena Azubuike. So, of the Warriors, normal Warriors broadcast. He's going to be my radio partner on ESPN Radio National. And so I will be flying back, and the Super Bowl will start by the time I land like 90 minutes later. So I will not make it out there, but I know that the people who are listening right now should absolutely join you there.
Yeah, that was a relatively rhetorical question, but you took it. So listen, I want to say this to everybody. This upcoming Sunday, the big game, February 12th, Yamava Resort and Casino. Make your plans now. We're going to have 2 parties. The first one is happening at the 909. It's the greatest sports bar you've ever been to. 170 LED screens. You'll see the game from wherever you are, and these screens are massive. That's number 1. Number 2, 4 different restaurants, amazing food, from burgers to pizza to Asian to everything you're going to want to eat. Great milkshakes, insane. 32 beers on tap, all local breweries. So beer, food, TV monitors, it's going to be great. But I'm going to tell everybody right now, get there early because it's going to be packed. And if you want to get a table and you want to have like a home base for the big game, get there. Now, here's the second part. Down at the pool deck, all kinds of drink specials, all kinds of food specials. And if you want to enjoy the outdoors for the big game, wait till you see the monitors outside by the pool at Yamava Resort and Casino. Most important thing I want to tell you about is this. Actually, two parts. One, for every touchdown scored on the spot, we're giving away a $1,000 cash drawing. Let's hope for a 63 to like 55 Super Bowl, and let's give away a ton of Yamava's money. Get there early, get registered. We're giving away $1,000 for every touchdown scored. And the last thing you need to know is this. Super Bowl champion from the Rams, former USC great, a local Southern California kid, Robert Woods is my co-host on Sunday. Get pictures, get autographs, not with me, with Robert. Robert Woods, the Super Bowl champion, the former USC Trojan, is in the house. Yamava, Sunday, February 12th, the big game. Lots of money. Robert Woods, see you at Yamava this upcoming Sunday. You must be 21. We'll see you out there.
Getting
Hey everybody, what's up? It's Cap. I'm out here at the pool at Yamava. Now, this place is going to go crazy on Sunday with the big game. I'm going to explain why. Because for every touchdown scored, Yamava is giving you $1,000. Do you understand what I'm saying? We need a very high-scoring Super Bowl so you can win lots of money. And I plan on giving away a lot of Yamava's money. I'll see you here on that Sunday.
Afternoon. Lakers coverage begins at 5:30 p.m. tonight, which means we move up Radio Tinder. We like to play a TV theme. How about this? Back in 1997 on this day, The Simpsons made television history, surpassing The Flintstones as the longest-running primetime cartoon series in terms of episodes aired.
Wow.
In terms of if you want to follow producer Lindsay on Instagram or Twitter, just go to @LindsayBaseball. Meanwhile, thanks to our sponsor, Tequila Mandala, always swipe right on Tequila Mandala. Take it away, producer Lindsay.
Thanks, Christopher. Cap, you've never seen The Simpsons, right?
Not one episode.
Okay. Well, that's no fun.
Not one.
No
It's
fun.
so weird.
It is so
Yeah.
weird.
That is
Believe me, I
weird.
get it.
It's super weird.
Even I agree it's weird.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we discovered that like a year ago today when we first played this, on this day, The Simpsons.
Yeah. It's just weird.
I know it is. Listen, I acknowledge it.
You would think that even just, especially on Sundays, stumbling after football, it
Right.
comes on. You know what I mean?
I've
Like,
just
all
never
the
really been
memes.
into animated series. Like, I've never seen King of the Hill.
oh, my God.
I mean, I did watch Beavis and Butthead back in the day.
So there you go. I mean, South
Sorry.
Park? No?
No South Park.
Oh.
What?
You're missing
None.
so much fun.
Rick
Those-
and Morty.
Butthead
Rick
is
and
very
Morty.
funny.
Rick and
Oh, my
Morty.
God, Rick and Morty.
Rick and Morty?
Yeah, but Rick and
Zippo.
Morty, I don't think Cappy would get Rick and Morty.
No, he wouldn't.
Right? Yeah, I don't think
I
so
don't
either.
know. I don't know.
I mean, he
I
wouldn't
know
get a
White
lot of
Lotus.
things.
I don't know Rick and
no,
Morty.
No, Rick and Morty would be a little too stoner for you.
A little too stoner for me?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like pretty like stoner / nerd culture. I just don't think you'd be into it.
I mean, the stoner part, maybe. The nerd culture, probably.
Yeah,
not.
I think you'd miss out on a lot of the jokes. But like South Park is more your speed, I feel like.
I've seen a little bit.
South Park is funny. You seen a little bit?
A little bit of South Park.
South Park is funny, dude. And the fact that they write some of those shows, literally sometimes hours up until hours before it airs, depending on what's transpired, because they try to be so current based on like current events. Oh man, like those guys are brilliant writers. So good. But anyway, Linz, go ahead.
Well, speaking of TV shows, Brian Windhorst had a lot to say during today's ESPN NBA trade deadline special, including this funny little nugget about Russell Westbrook.
No offense to anybody, but just removing Westbrook, who just functionally was killing them, okay? He was killing them.
I just had to get that in there.
Yeah.
But anyway, he was talking about Kevin Durant and Kyrie, who are both seem to be happy to be out of the Big Apple, with Kyrie now in Dallas and KD in Phoenix. But the two may not be apart for long. Windhorst suggested today that the Suns' interest in Kyrie remains. He said, quote, "If you think this is over, it ain't over. Kyrie really was interested in being in Phoenix, so just start thinking about that." Do you guys think that Kyrie teaming back up with KD on the Suns is a real possibility? Swipe left or swipe right, Sedano?
Hold on, sorry. Kelly just sent me Mateo's first at bat in T-ball. I'm sorry.
How do you do?
So
Okay.
she made him, for some reason she forgot, like she literally sent me this text. So I forgot that he bats left-handed. So the first at bat, he like was struggling because he doesn't swing righty. And then like, so he hit the ball and it was like a little, basically like barely a little dribbler. And then she remembered, she stopped and said, hey, no, actually he bats left. So then they put him left and then he ripped it into the, like through the infield into the outfield.
That's some terrible coaching, not knowing your batter is a lefty, not a righty. Fire that coach. Fire him.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm sorry, Lindsay. So I missed the whole question because I wanted to see his at bat. But go
I'll
ahead.
take it, Linz. Let me tell you something right now. Yeah. There's no way, man. There is no way that KD and Kyrie are getting back together. It didn't work in Brooklyn. I can't see these guys, particularly from a KD perspective. I can't see Kevin Durant going, oh, yeah. Oh, we should do that. Let's get Kyrie back. That's a really good idea. I don't see it. I never say never, but in this particular instance, I give it a 0.0001 chance.
Why would they get together again?
Well, Windhorst suggested that the Suns could revisit the idea of bringing Kyrie in this offseason.
I mean, they potentially could have the cap space. Where's Chris Paul's contract situation? Like, I'd have to look that up first because that would determine a lot of it.
Windhorst's exact quote was, "If you think this is over, it ain't over. Kyrie really was interested in being in Phoenix."
Well,
so just start thinking about
Kyrie
that.
yesterday, I was going to ask him. If I had more time, I was going to ask him about KD and LeBron, but I didn't have the time because we had to get off the air for SportsCenter. But I did see that Kyrie did say, man, I'm really happy for KD because the trade broke while he was doing his press conference with the media. And he said, I'm glad he got out of there. Like, he was very complimentary of KD.
Yeah, it seems like they're still like friends, like cool with each other, and that it was more so like the environment and the team and not each other that there were issues with.
I don't believe that.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I would trust Windhorst over you, though.
Well, of course you would. Of course you would. He's an NBA insider.
Yeah. Chris Paul partially guaranteed next year.
I just don't see it. And you can trust Windhorst over me. That's fine. I'm just an opinion guy. Windhorst might have actual real sources. I don't see it.
What do you mean might?
Well, yeah, let me rephrase that. Windhorst has real sources.
Thank you.
And I just have opinions. And my opinion is Kevin Durant don't want any piece of Kyrie ever again.
I don't see it that way, but, whatever. Next one. So Jason Kelce has a lot riding on Super Bowl Sunday. Not only is the Eagles center trying to win the big game, but he's also grappling with the possibility that his third baby girl might arrive on the same day as his wife, Kylie, is 9 months pregnant.
Oh, no.
The couple has not yet decided on a name, but his wife is going to be there in attendance at the game. And she said that Jason has joked that if the baby's born on Sunday, he wants to name her Super after the special occasion. So the couple now I actually have a family friend who gave their baby the middle name of Cash because their child was like conceived during a lavish casino trip. So I wanted to ask you guys, are any of your kids named after like a special occasion or event?
Well, my daughter's name is after the hotel in Vegas.
Well, there you go.
Is that where she was conceived?
No, she was not conceived there.
Oh, that'd be cool if
She was conceived, if I had to guess, it was definitely a hotel, but it wasn't that hotel. My wife and I, she will remember if I text her, because I remember we joked about it, that when we did the math, like she had to have been conceived on when this stay. We were somewhere. We were definitely staying somewhere. Like we were like on vacation somewhere.
You should say it was at the Aria Hotel because it's
No, I know, but it was definitely not. We were not in Vegas for sure.
What's the name of the hotel on Avenue of the Stars, right by the Fox lot that they redid a couple years ago? A really super fancy hotel. Do you know what I'm talking about? Anybody?
No.
Somebody will know. That's
Not
where
the
my
W, right?
No, not the W. I don't remember exactly what the name of the hotel is, but I used to stay there all the time, George, when I worked at Fox Sports Radio, and that's where my fourth child was conceived, and her name is Julia, but we all call her Jules, and she's not named after an event or a place, but she is named after the character in Pulp Fiction. You ain't got no problem, Jules. I'm on the mother. Go back in there, chill them brothers out, and wait for the wolf who should be coming directly. So my little one, Julia, is named after Jules from Pulp
When
Fiction.
you stayed at Fox Sports Radio, you didn't stay at that hotel right there off of Sunset?
The Century Plaza. I think that's what it was
No,
called.
no,
maybe.
no, no.
Is that
I
not
stayed
it?
at the one at Sunset back in those days.
No, this was on
the one
Avenue
right
of
off
the
the
Stars.
405. That used to be a Holiday Inn. That the one that's round.
Yeah, no, it's not where I stayed. I used to stay
Right
right
out. You know, it's right like Brentwood is right around the corner, basically.
You're talking about on 405.
405
and
and Sunset. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I stayed at the one on Avenue
It's
of the
on
Stars.
it's on the south side of the 405.
I know exactly which hotel you're speaking of.
Angelino, Hotel Angelino is what it's called.
Anybody
Or at
know
least
which
this is
one?
what it was called when I was there.
What am I talking about, guys? The one on Avenue of the Stars. Really fancy hotel. Was redone.
Hold on, Chris
a couple
is
years ago.
texting.
What's he saying?
Yeah.
I thought you were
Oh,
gonna
no,
say
no.
the
You're on the
Cecil.
Fox lot. You were doing Fox Sports Radio on the Fox lot?
Yeah, Fox Lot. That's
Oh, no.
old
I was
school.
doing it at Sherman Oaks at their studios
No,
there.
this was before Sherman Oaks.
Oh. Yeah. I don't know.
Me neither.
Yeah. All right, we're done here, bro.
That's it. We're done.
Yeah, we're done. We got to give it to Slee.
Well, get over there for the LeBron presentation.
Yeah, but that's not for another hour and 10 minutes.
Well, find something to do.
I am. We got to go. Great job, Cappy. Great job, Lindsay and Laura. Slee will be on the spot throughout the game. Lakers Bucks next.